Hi, Drew. Bye, Drew.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. Yeah. What's up?
No.
What's the matter? I can hear you. Can you hear me? You can't hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What the fuck? That was weird.
No, it was on my end. So.
Oh, okay. I could hear you though when you were talking.
Yeah, I had the wrong speaker selected on my thing.
All right. I have something interesting. Me and Brad, Warpath Brad. Him and I were just talking. We were talking about for about an hour in the last hour about the voltage in the Soulgasm, because we have a buttload of battery in that thing, and we have some. It's not like an issue, but like the voltage kind of pulls down, and we kind of suspect that it's an alternator thing. But obviously, we could be creating an alternator thing if we're causing the alternators to work too hard prematurely. So we kind of have a really good plan of how it's worked out, but if I break it down to you, that'll train my brain a little bit more for the process. So
yeah,
what we experience, we fire up the Soulgasm, and we're at like 16.4 volts on startup, and we start playing it, and after a little while, we'll see that voltage start to come down a little bit. We'll see some 15s, and then it'll start to just rest in the 15s. It won't come back up. And then we'll get into like some 14s. And usually once we start seeing 14s, then we kind of wait between demos 30 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes to let that voltage get back up into the low 15s. But it'll never really recover once the alternators are pretty hot. And I'm not talking about like alternators in the sun. They just like stop fucking charging, and we're gonna be sitting at 14. Like it's once the alt. So if I keep the sun off the alt, it does way better. So obviously there's it's a heat thing with the alt. But Brad was telling me he was concerned that the way we have everything wired with all the fusing and lugs and the way all the wires go, that it might be causing some bottlenecks somewhere that are causing some current limits. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, well, if this was the case, the issue is causing the alternators to get too hot too fast because we're beating the shit out of the alternators early because we're pulling so much current that there's not enough wire and lugs and connections and fusing to let all the current that needs to dump into all those amplifiers well enough. And so we are having a clean enough connection directly to the alternators to cause the alternators to be giving it everything they got. Like it's a really fine line but I don't think that that's the case. But I have to verify that by doing some testing. So the other idea is like, what if somehow we have a bad cell or cells in the primary bank because we added a second bank? We have 380 amp hours in the Soulgasm now, and it didn't change much when we added the second bank. And it should be like
what's the resting voltage of the batteries if you like if the normal resting voltage, I suppose, is the question.
That's a good fucking question. I don't know. I mean, it's high 15s, I think like 15.8, 15.6, something like that. I mean, if it's yeah, I should find that shit out. But what we know is happening is that, like, once we've been demoing for a period of time, an hour or two, the alternators are pretty fucking toasty, and we have we have the hood open and we have fans, and it shouldn't be an excessive amount of heat on these alternators, and they're clearly struggling a little bit. So I don't want to go, it's the alts. I want to go, let's make sure that we don't have a problem in a battery or in my wiring.
What What regulator are you running for the alt?
The Brand X external.
Okay.
But we had similar. So here's the other thing that kind of is. We had similar results just at lower voltage when we were running the retro 56 batteries. We had 8 retro 56s in this thing, and it would start out at like, fucking 14.4, and then it would come down into the 12s, and it was almost the same results, right? So it's like, as soon as those alts get hot, and like, based on just
what are we calling hot?
Fucking hot.
But
I want to know why they're getting hot so fast, right? Is it because of the load that I'm putting on them, or is it because there's something a little wrong with them? And we just had them all. See, Jerry says ground issue, but we got fucking ground wires running everywhere, right? And we don't use the frame, but we are also attached to the frame. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, and I mean, it's not like it's a problem. It's just like when you go, how the fuck am I seeing voltage come down when I have an electrical system of this magnitude? That's where Brad is like, we should have like fucking
what?
And I'm like, you're fucking right.
How many is it?
It has 3 MechMan 400s.
So 1,200 on call it 1,000 once the truck's running. And what's the base system? Like, what's the?
It is 6 Gately 5700s at a half ohm.
And how long are we talking here? Like how long after
startup?
Yeah.
Do we start getting down to like, oh, I'm seeing 14 fucking volts, fucking hour and a half?
I mean, so
if I'm playing it and I'm being real fucking aggressive, 45 minutes or an hour. We're just getting all hot. If I gotta like, it never wants to fucking quite come back. Once we're 3 hours into demoing, I gotta like turn it off and let the alternators cool off for a good hour and a half to reach a point where we can light that thing back off and get that voltage to come back up to 15.6, 15.7. And it won't, unless they're fucking cold, then we're not seeing that 16 volt, which is realistic. I get that, that it's not going to be quite as high as it is when they're ice cold, but.
So let's assume you're making 5,000 watts an amp, right?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, we got a fuckload of rise in that box, even low frequency stuff. We never reach a point where it starts.
And that's also like, we just call it 5,000 a piece, and then that'll cover, mids and highs and everything else is running too.
Right.
You're over 2,000 amps, like 2,100 amps, assuming 14 volts and 100% efficiency, and nothing's 100% efficient. So realistically, 2,400 amps. I mean, after an hour, that's just a lot of fucking energy to put back in. You know what I mean? That's just kind of all. That's kind of all that is, I think.
Just in general, we're beating the shit out of the alts, and that's just all we're doing.
I mean, I think that's definitely kind of part of it. I mean, they're going to get hot, but they're not really going to stop working until they basically melt in half. Like there's going to be some degradation for sure.
Yeah.
But now I think you're just pulling, how much power you're pulling over double the most you could generate if the alternators are 100% rip.
Yeah.
And you're doing it for an hour. I mean, that's a big deficit to overcome in the end. But this is also one of the reasons I started running power supplies on everything. Because when you're not demoing or in between stuff, the truck's off, that's just 100 to 200 amps constantly going back in.
Oh, yeah, like at an event where you can plug in. Yeah.
I bring a generator. I plug in wherever I want.
We've done things of that nature. We have a really nice Warpath power supplies. Well, that's not it. That's different. Here's one. These things are pretty fucking cool. Power supply charger. It's good for these 20 amps. So we usually put one of these on them overnight when they're chilling here. If they, if we gave some demos or something.
Yeah.
But I suppose a big badass couple 100 amp power supply mounted right into the amp rack.
Well, generally, so like the wagon's got it has a pair of hundreds that are on a separate board, but we normally just run one because most circuits can only support a single 100 amp charger.
Pretty sure they're available at gatelyaudio.com if anybody's wondering.
But the Tahoe, for
that's
example, like when it comes back, it's going to have a pair of hundreds built under it, like ready to plug in wherever it can find power.
Actually, I forgot Byron has two Brand X 100 amp power supplies for it, so we'll get those things mounted in there and have that ready to go as well.
Yeah, I would do that for sure. I mean, I would plan to only be able to run one at most places because you're going to need a pair of circuits to run two.
We did sort out the belt situation in the Soulgasm. We had gone to an 8-rib system, which took some hoops to jump through. We did all of that, and then we obliterated the water pump pulley twice, and that sucked. Or actually, it had actually done it 3 times, but it had done it early with the 6-rib system at one point. So then we got a brand new water pump, and we had Steve Mead laser cut this like flower looking component that we welded very carefully and very balanced onto the water pump pulley assembly to reinforce it. And then and now it's been great. We haven't had to do a belted it in a very long time. But I mean, I suppose, it really performs extremely well, and it can demo all fucking day long. If it's demoing all day long, some of our demos are in the 14 volt range, and I don't even know if we can really notice a huge difference in output.
I mean, realistically, you're probably not.
Yeah. As we get
you need more reserve. Nah, man, there's just there comes a limit with, I do say need more reserve. There comes a limit. You're an hour or two into a 40,000 watt demo. Shit just needs to chill out. You know what I mean?
The subs don't get there. It takes a long time to get the subs hot, and then they never get like, ooh, man, I better let the subs cool off. That's not a thing in the Soulgasm. Yeah. And it's like the hotter the fucking subs get, the louder it is. Like, it's pretty fucking awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any type of wiring issue or something. I mean, what do you run in front to back?
Well, each alternator has a 4-aught, and then we have 2 4-aughts power, 2 4-aughts ground, running from the middle battery that's in the cabin back to the distribution blocks that are at the back of the truck.
What grounds do you run in front to back from the alt to the back?
4-aught.
That's a 4-aught ground and 4-aught power per alt.
Yep.
Nah, I think that's good. I think you're just.
Yeah, and then we have from the bottom bank at the back of the truck, we have 2 or 3 positive and 2 or 3 grounds coming up to the distro. So I mean, like.
No, that sounds good. I mean, and you could check for resistance. You grab a thermal camera or something, you'll find that quick.
Yep, exactly. I have a fucking badass thermal camera. Actually, that's one of the ideas is to see what voltage drop looks like going into the amplifier and just kind of working our way back all the way towards the alternators. And
I'm willing to bet you don't find anything dramatic.
No, I don't think I will. So also alts to frame, but also wires, Jerry. And then it's all copper, but it wouldn't mean shit if it was aluminum. Now, I don't sell or install aluminum wire here because a lot of people have like a really wild ass misconception, and I want people to bitch at me. But I will tell you that the owner of Sky Car Audio, everything I ever wire for him, he gives me aluminum. So there's that.
The Nitro was all CCA.
Yeah, exactly. And then somebody said it needs more reserves. No, it's the Gibb cells.
No, I just think you're just kind of at the limit.
I think the alternators are actually not performing as well as they should be.
I mean, you can check that.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's one of the things we're going to do. Yep.
Yeah, you can definitely clamp that. But I mean, realistically, you got 3 1200s, 3 400s. If you see 300 apiece, I mean, you won't see it constantly because I don't think the motor can even spin that over without like freaking being. That's like 40 horsepower worth of motor. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of power.
Yeah.
You're probably less than 800 amps constant at idle, or even like 1,000 RPM.
Charles, I'll probably do 6x9s at the end of 2025 or early 26. There's not a huge market for 6x9s for my current dealer and customer base, but that is a direction that we're developing. I know having them would help part of that dealer customer base if they existed already, but I have a handful of other things that are going to come before that, like like a hybrid horn driver PA style speaker will probably do that first. And most applications in most vehicles where a 6x9 fits in a door or something like that, I can make an adapter to make an 8 fit or at least a 6 for sure with fantastic results. So, yeah. But essentially, I would make the 6x9 have the exact same motor and mounting depth and everything that my 8-inch does. It would be very similar. It just would, obviously you can't just grab the fucking thing and stretch it and there it is, 6x9. I would, in my software, I have to do that, and tooling that would be fucking grip. So I actually kind of sucks. I have to tool for those hybrids. I have to tool new baskets for both of those to get what I fucking want. So anyway, yeah. What you got there? That looks cool. What the fuck is it?
The front of one of the printer heads.
What are you doing?
This one's had a couple problems over the last year. It's held together with CA glue and prayer.
Okay. So what are you gonna do? You gonna print a new one?
No, I'm gonna put this new one on that I got from Bamboo.
I was like, you designing a whole ass thing and fucking print a new one?
Nah, man, this thing's like $10 on from Bamboo. No shot. Yeah, Bamboo's. Oh, their pricing on replacement parts is so affordable. Like it doesn't make sense. MechMan and Brand X as listed. Fantastic one time before they're sent out and they don't ever reach what? Do what? I'm not sure what he's trying to say.
Earlier today, Drew, I was on the phone with this young man, and he was asking me some questions about, how he should wire up his new alternator that he got in his Subaru, and I was giving him some advice, and then he was like, I want to learn more about car audio, and I was wondering where I should go to learn stuff. And the first thing I said is I was like, man, just go to Steve Mead's YouTube channel and just start watching from the beginning. You're just gonna
swear to God
absorb a massive amount of knowledge. And he's like, oh yeah, great. I've watched a little bit. Yeah, that's probably the best play. And I was like that. And then I was like, and Mark Car Audio Fab, he's got a lot of really good stuff. Some of his stuff you can learn some stuff from. I'm not a huge fan of some of the techniques that he's working with, and some of the materials, but there's a lot of knowledge there. And Mark is great. It's really very informative. And then I was like, and then another place that you can learn a whole bunch of really deep technical shit is the Quietly Loud podcast.
That's right. That's right.
Tune in every. I was like, man, you got 2 years worth of 2-hour and 3-hour plus long shows where more often than not we are discussing, pretty complex potential and experiences that we're working with and real world results, because all three of me and Drew and Steve have functioning demo rigs, and we're all working with customers, and and we have a lot of 5-Star's got a lot of good stuff too. I should make sure I keep that on deck for them as well.
Yeah, 5-Star,
a lot of good stuff on 5-Star. So yeah,
one problem, not a problem, but I noticed is that there's a lot of big channels, but very few ever revisit the fundamentals. You know what I mean? On how to how to install this, how to do that type of thing. And it's not their fault. They probably don't think about it. But that's one thing I've been trying to do with this with the stuff I'm doing with Branton in his truck, is explaining things and fairly trying to be detailed enough that it makes sense.
We had my buddy Russ scheduled to do the wet sock delete yesterday, and he didn't show up. I sent him a message, and he was like, got tied up. He owns a tow company, and they were doing a huge tow with one of their giant big rig tow truck things.
Oh hell
He
yeah!
actually posted a picture on his thing, and he was like, "Here we go with this thing." Like, I guess it's kind of new. Looked pretty fucking sick when you got this
Dude,
massive big rig hooked up to a big ass
rig
rig
tow
with a
stuff
big
is
ass
so
trailer.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's just pretty fucking sick. But anyway, we should be doing the wet sock delete either tomorrow or Friday, possibly. So
I just want you to know, at some point, you're going to do enough of these that someone at General Motors is going to hear about it, and there's going to be a fucking meeting with board members talking about wet sock deletes in their Escalade.
yeah, somewhere along the way, yeah, there's gonna be a wet sock delete. Amendum, like a thing is going to come out, and it's going to be like, hey,
Don't do wet sock deletes.
Yeah, like, if
Dude,
you
just
finally done
imagine.
this, it fucking, or there's going to be like, guys are going to be like, I was trying to do the wet sock delete and I cut the wrong wire because I didn't understand which version of the amplifier I had, and now my fucking truck won't run, and smoke came out of something over here.
And then General Motors is like, yeah, that's a $19,000 computer.
I fucking bet, man. I'm like super fucking paranoid about it. Me and Colt have been studying those wires on the list of what Jeff sent us, and like I'm like, dude, I'm gonna blow Jeff's phone up when we're in the middle of that. Like, this right here, right? We're gonna be like little tag on it and a zip tie and a fucking like, that's the one, dude. Fuck, please.
When you
get the truck fucking there, God, dude, here. Stephen Dunn nailed it.
I saw that. They're gonna change the wire color.
The fucking wire color for next year. And they're like, you're gonna cut the fucking thing, and it's gonna self-destruct like a fucking bomb. You gotta have a bomb squad fucking outfit on while you do it. Wouldn't that be funny? It's like you're like, all right, we're gonna do the thing to your truck, and you put on like a bomb squad outfit, and the guy's like, hey, what the fuck are you doing, right? You're like,
don't worry about it, bud.
Hey, do you want to do it? Here, put this helmet on, cut that wire.
when you get the truck there, send me the VIN number, and I can pull up the all data schematics and all that fancy stuff for it.
Okay. I think we have that. We have all that.
I'm sure you probably do, but can't hurt to double check.
We'll have you look at it, and we'll discuss the whole fucking thing. And so the somebody asked, where is it?
I saw that. What is the wet sock delete?
So what is the wet sock delete? So okay, I had just completed an install on a V-Spec Escalade, right? And we put 3 Gately Audio Relentless Series 12s in this badass ported box that is squeezed the fuck in there. And we got a Ruthless 10K on this thing wired at 0.66 ohms. And it's a fucking unit. It fucking hammers considering it's behind the third row. It's doing really good. But the factory sub is where you hear most of the engine sounds from. And we had to pull signal from the front and rear factory subs in the vehicle to make an appropriate bandwidth signal to run. We used a key lock off of the front and rear subs. You're going to love how this summed, Drew. A key lock off the front and rear sub to create appropriate signal. And it's fucking awesome. But the engine has, they call it like piped in engine sounds. So the way this thing is fucking made is based on what the RPM is and where your foot is on the gas. The fucking subwoofers in the vehicle make fucking engine sounds that are simulated so that you get some vroom vroom experience in this kind of fucking gay ass truck. Really, the fact that it does that at all kind of ruins it for me a lot. But
especially because it's a 800 horsepower truck.
So fast forward to me experiencing that shit that day and being like, motherfucker, this is terrible. And we put a switch in, so we just turn the amplifier off. Like, you're pulling into a parking lot and this shit's gonna drive you nuts. You hit a button, you turn the fucking subs off, and you're good to go. And he's like, okay, and I can do that. And he's like, but he told me when he was going down a fucking hill, even with the volume at like a medium level and they were enjoying the music, he was coming down a hill because he was driving towards Reno. And it was like, and he's like, dude, it was like a big rig with a fucking Jake brake on, and I had to turn the fucking amp off, or if you turn it up real loud, it goes away. It doesn't do it anymore past a certain volume level. But he's like, I wasn't really trying to listen to it that loud in that moment,
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was talking about this scenario, and I was telling everybody online, I'm like, listen, unless you know for fucking sure how to fix this, don't tell me shit. Don't tell me get a fucking meter. I don't want any of your fucking advice unless you actually know for sure. And one of the guys was like, oh, dude, it's called the wet sock delete. And I was like, what's that? And my brain kind of thought like wet socket. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I like created this like fantasy world for a brief second because I was so hopeful that it was a real fucking thing that
it wasn't.
and then everybody was laughing because I was so fucking excited about said wet sock delete. And it was funny, and I was embarrassed, but not horribly embarrassed, because if you can make me fall for some bullshit, you're doing fucking good, and that's hysterical. So that was super fucking funny. And then the person that said wet sock delete created a whole entire fucking account with a picture of two socks. One of them was clearly wet, and then their name was wet sock delete. And then 2 weeks ago, we had Jeff Hald on the show. Jeff Hald is Total Tuning, and he is one of the main technicians, salespeople, front
tuners at Mobile Toys
at MTI in Texas, College Station, Texas. And he's a fucking brilliant badass, and he's a good friend of ours that we love having on the show. And he was like, Bobby, I have a solution for you, and to fix that thing. And I'm all, you have a wet sock delete. Fucking
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. That's how it's called, the wet sock delete, and that's why we're doing that, because it's the best name for it. And
that's it.
So yes, wet sock delete.
Because there's to my knowledge, there's still only a single shop, because Bobby hadn't done it yet, that has properly fully integrated into a new Escalade.
Yeah.
And that's Mobile Toys, because Mobile Toys be doing Mobile Toys things.
Yes, they do, man. I fucking love those dudes.
Dude,
I'm a huge fan of all those guys and what they do.
And there's so much hidden talent like behind the scenes of guys who just don't want the notoriety. They just want to make cool stuff. I love it. Like Justin Cush he gets some notoriety. So does Justin and James. But like these guys aren't like posting every day all the stuff, the crazy stuff they've built, the awards they win constantly for their work. They just want to make cool stuff, and it shows.
John Nolte sending me pictures of the roof of the van.
Uh-oh.
I'll do a little teaser shot. You only get to see it for a second. Whoa! Oh, what the fuck is going on? Oh, it's the reflection of the thing. There you go. That's a roof of a van. You can't really see shit, but whatever. You can see the sun. John's probably like, dude, stop.
he knows you're on live.
That shit, that shit's gonna be real fucking loud. I'm excited.
I know, me too.
Have that seal off, done pretty quickly here, and hopefully we get to hear it for realsies. Oh, look, the monkey box is in here too. Yeah, we can check that pretty easily. Eric, do you have what is the 3-letter acronym of that audio system in those fucking things, Drew?
AKG.
Yeah. Does yours have the AKG shit? As nice as that shit is, it's a little bit complicated to work with, but man, it's a fucking good start.
Yeah, I mean,
John says he's going to have everything done tomorrow for the seal off, so it will be able to experience full output for realsies. It was impressively loud. It's running on just a single Gately Audio 5700, so we're like minimal fucking power. We intend to probably have it on 2 15Ks, but we may start with just one 15K.
Yeah, start off a little easy.
Yeah, we may need to do the wet sock delete on yours.
If he's trying to do bass in it, then yeah, we'll need to do it.
It's Eric, so
yeah, you go ahead and just do it.
Yeah. Bypass the ANC and mechanic. I think it's a little bit different than an ANC mic. It's like, but once we nail it down, we don't fuck anything up.
No, it's
happy to share the information with you guys.
It jacket off official. It is completely different. So the AKG system in the Escalade is a 34 speaker, 31 channel system. Yeah, it is. Jeffrey, if you go back and watch the episode he was on, he kind of explained how it works, but it's quite different. And it's just the new Escalade with the top high tier AKG system.
Well, with something like this, they sell so few of those vehicles that developing something like that, unless it's real fucking easy, these
Isn't
companies
gonna
aren't
happen.
going to bother with it. If the likelihood of that happening is very low, with a little bit of luck and a really good connection of colleagues, like Jeff and getting out to Knowledge Fest and making friends and communicating with other people that are working their ass off and experts in the field. You can, you can fucking find your way. Sometimes you're the guy that figures it out and you share it with everybody like, hey guys, I fucking did the thing. And everybody's like, thank you. Holy fuck,
So,
and sometimes the
Jacket,
phone.
how do you bypass it in the Denali?
Yeah.
I mean, because we know how to do it in the Escalade. These flickering ass lights in here.
What's going on? You got some weather?
No, I got a filament dryer that
Cycling.
is Chinese as shit and just puts dirtiness into all the electricity.
Mm. Jacket Off Official says we got to pay him. I'm like, all right, how do you accept payment? You want to see my feet?
Hell yeah, brother.
Mm-hmm.
So
I pay Drew to help me with box design stuff when I'm trying to figure out how to deal with weird ass subwoofers. Oh, wet sock delete sticker. This man is right. We need to. We could have Steve create a fucking shirt.
Oh, absolutely.
It'd be kind of fun.
FedEx
Quiet loud, wet sock delete nation. I don't know.
Let's find out. Hold on. Let's see how fast. At everyone. How do you bypass ANC in 2024 Denali? Let's see how fast they answer. I did at everyone. It's like 3 people.
So, yeah.
Pack. He said they say
So
Pack makes a piece. So
did you get all your shit?
He said, see you later. Just remember Mike. Already wrong for the Cadillac.
All right, I'll be right back, guys. Get my food.
Guy on the live stream said it's the same as the Escalade. And I'm like, Anyway, I do not have all my accounts back. Not yet. Hopefully soon. I got all but one. All but one. So check it out. We got the purple bezel for the dash kit. And I guess I'll give gray a shot next. What is occurring on my thing? What's socking on them? That's right. That sounds awful, to be honest. No, new body. 03 to 06 and 99 to 02 changes the radio cage, which I still need to source some radio cages. Yeah, I got a couple colors going. I decided I'd start offering colors just because these are easy. These are kind of easy to. These are easy to stack up realistically. So, and I just print the rest of the dash kit, the rest of the kit in black, and it works out. throw it in the trash. Oh, felt that. So what y'all got going on? Yeah, they are. They definitely are. Yes, if you look at the renderings, they are all for half inch. Oh, that didn't work well. I forgot to change it on the data sheet since it's automatically filled in.
I did have to order myself some food. I was kind of working my ass off, and then I was like, trying to hustle to be ready for the show, and then I realized that it was almost time for the show, and I hadn't eaten anything yet.
Yeah, that happened to me. It got me.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to eat on the show, but sacrifices need to be made. Got me some avocado egg rolls and a big ass steak.
Hell yeah. I'm about to manually retram that middle printer.
What is that?
Manual bed releveling, and then I let it automatically do its auto bed leveling after a manual
I
tramming.
see. You get it pretty close.
Yeah, I get it within 0.2 of a millimeter, and then let it do its thing to account for any type of variation beyond that. I mainly do it when changing materials that have a large temperature delta between them. Like if I'm going to print a bunch of ASA, it's 120 degree bed temp, 120 Celsius. But then I do PLA, it's a 58 degree bed temp. We're talking very small changes in metal thicknesses, but it's a 10 to 20 minute process to ensure it's even better. So, no 09 Tahoe dash kits. So these are ironed out for the most part. Basically, I just have to have one of the vehicles here for a little bit because the fitment on these is so tight that like you could slide the radio like once it's mounted in the dash kit into the dash and just let go. And it just sits there. So, but that's part of what makes it strong is the really good fitment.
And what year truck is that again?
It works. It's a perfect drop in for 03 to 07 Classic. And then if you have a 99 to 02, all you have to do is change the radio cage in the dash, and it's like 6 bolts and a rivet. Mm-hmm. And then you can also use the dash kit. But that's how people used to do double dim swaps in 9902s before Metra came out with their own kit that still uses the little thing.
Sock delete team.
Oh God.
That is fucking hysterical, actually. I'm totally down.
Oh yeah, Jerry has one of the kits, and he hasn't broke it, and that motherfucker loud, bro.
Loud. Like I heard that motherfucker, it's fucking getting it.
Yeah, he sent me
doors for him, doors and A-pillars for him. Right now, I'm gonna probably grab his Escalade and get it over here either tomorrow or Friday, and make some more headway on these doors. They're gonna be pretty fucking sexy. And his pillars are coming together really well, but I got way the fuck ahead of myself, and I had the guys upholster them. And then Colt was like, hey, we're going to have to strip the upholstery off these and redo them a little bit because you left some gappy ass shit. And I was like,
oof,
sorry, my bad. God damn it.
Oh. Your shipment from Stillwater Designs is on the way.
Hey, I think I need one of those for the Suburban that we're working on.
What year is it?
It's a 2000. We got like the amp kit, but obviously the head unit's gonna fucking break, and then we're gonna have a problem.
It's a 2000, so it has the radio.
We bought the kit from Scotia, or whoever makes it makes it the modern double din unit.
Well, so what you'll need is, and I can source one. I can source you an OEM one, which is probably going to be the better way to go about it. 04 GM dash, right? Not dash. radio.
Well, it has the whole vessel piece in the
page.
pit. You know, you
So
can buy
this is the front. No, this isn't the front. This is I'll show you. Come here. This part. Click. Oh, you ho.
sick.
Yeah.
You know, you can just send me a link to that, and I'll just
Yeah.
order it real quick. Why are they all broken?
I changed. So I changed DNS servers, and it hasn't figured it out yet.
Your shit's
Yeah.
all fucked up.
That.
Okay.
You'll
Send me a
have to
link
make
to that.
you'll have to make a slight modification to the AC controls, how they mount. Other than that, it's a drop in, and it gives you, and you can use these stronger dash kits.
Okay.
Yeah, I can send you a link to this, or like they have aftermarket ones.
Mhm.
I just is aftermarket stuff like this ever good?
Well, I heard
But-
this Baseaholic dude was making some fancy aftermarket dash parts.
I've considered trying to figure out how to make that. It's
If
big
it's
enough to
strong
where you
enough,
kind of can't,
if
and
it's
it's
strong enough, you're good.
and it's complex is the problem.
Yeah. But now I'm gonna be full off these avocado egg rolls. I got a whole ass fucking steak over there.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to these eBay listings, and I'll send you a link to buy it just new off Amazon. You can let me know which one is booty.
Okay, and then you send me a invoice or whatever for your part.
What just black
Yeah, I guess so.
doubled in, I take it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was trying to think of other GMT 800 parts I've been working on lately. I got a whole pile of there's all kind of stuff that people want me to figure out how to make for these things.
Yeah.
Like the center console. I have a pocket in mind with a phone charger and whatnot instead of the non-working rear radio. And there's on the left side of the steering wheel, there's the electric 4-wheel drive switches that nobody uses, or they just don't have 4-wheel drive. I got a panel that goes there to put buttons and stuff. But yeah. DD called me today. Old Jack. We were just chit chatting, and DD's gonna send Branton that 17-year-old I've been doing all the stereo stuff with. They're gonna send him 3 of their 10s to put in his truck. So I thought that was pretty sweet. Yeah, it's gonna be 3 of the entry level 300 series. He just said, let's show people, how you don't got to spend a ton of money to do, badass stereos. I'm like, all right, I'm down for that. It was like one of the best stereos I ever heard as a youngin' was in a extended cab Nissan Frontier with 3 DD10s, and it's called the Mardi Gras truck. It was 3 3510s or something. This is this is when PWK was doing a lot with DD, and this little truck did 56s, 57s that long ago in a little no wall.
Old meter.
No term lab.
Okay.
Yep, term lab. Now, see, whenever I quote scores, no matter how, so I came into competing as the term lab came in basically. So I never went to a single competition with any of the old meters. It was always term lab.
Okay.
I know, right? But I just.
Tell me I'm old as fuck. That's all.
I mean, a little bit, but it's all right. You're experienced, not old.
Wisdom.
Exactly. Yet somehow these people have been doing it 30 years and
Yeah,
always
I've never I've always made it a point to never like boast about how much time I've been doing something as a reason why somebody should take my word for something.
Yep. Because as soon as I get something wrong and be like, damn, you got all that time to still fuck that up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've met a whole lot of motherfuckers. Is this what I want it to be?
What is the best LS platform for multi alternators? 03 to 07 Classic. Because the body styles after that, the body is weak, like very weak. And you start getting into much more computer controlled stuff.
Yeah. Ask me how I know.
Yep.
That's what Jerry's shit is so gangster. He found a really pristine, fucking super nice Escalade, and then like never.
So a local dude,
build.
A local guy showed up for a dash kit, and he showed up in I'm talking a mint 05 Escalade, no sunroof. I'm like, brother, where'd you find this?
Jerry had a gangster ass sunroof delete done on his.
Chris,
very
9902 just needs the radio cage out of the newer trucks and it'll fit. Yeah, I know. That's I get my alternators back. I think John said next week. Once those are back on, I'm pulling it underneath the cover. I'm gonna go cut the roof off of a Tahoe in a junkyard, and we're gonna figure it out.
There might be like that sunroof delete that Jerry had looked like it was a fucking product or something. Jerry,
yeah.
can you?
There's Free Jones sent me a link to that. It's like $150, $175, and it's just like the direct drop in. Hot.
Brilliant.
But yeah, so I saw it. I checked it out. I may do that, or I might just go cut the roof off of one and see what we can figure out. Because if we cut the roof off of one, we can cut it back far enough that I can like double skin the roof while deleting it.
Maybe that's a good idea. I don't know.
Probably not, because it would probably split.
Yeah. All of a sudden, like you're like, I don't know what to do. Those two layers are tapping against each other, making a fucking racket.
All aboard the struggle bus. Yep, makes sense.
Looks real good and is working real good. Jerry's build, yeah.
Yeah, once I get that done, like once we do that, then it's just gonna be it's gonna be put back together. But so one reason I considered cutting not the whole roof, but like just that part out, I could lay it flat onto the roof of the Tahoe, trace it out, get it. It'll even have the exact curve that the roof has.
Yeah, but if you can buy that kit for $100,
Jerry, yeah, it's like get a price on that for me. Well, he said he had his boy make it, so deadener in between the layers. I would do, if I was gonna layer them, I would do like a panel bond or something like. Yeah, panel bond.
Windshield adhesive.
Ooh, what's a good one? That shit's in there.
It could be all creamy in there and have a little bit of give. Panel bond might be a good answer, but goddamn, that'd be.
Yeah.
You have a little void in there and it's oil canning. You're like, fuck. You know?
Yeah. Well, I guess what I don't even know how to do it, but I'm probably gonna weld in the thing and then just do steel strips for bracing. Someone posted in one of the deadener groups, should I use sundown deadener or second skin? And I was like, I was reading it thinking, well, I think they mean sundown 160, which is like the torch on stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, you really can't compare them. And people are in there like, use Resonix. I'm like, bruh, you can't compare any deadener to the torch on stuff. You just can't. It's such a different world. So I posted a video. I edited. I had like just a little clips from the wagon when we were working on it. So I edited them together, Didn't even I didn't narrate nothing. I just threw some videos together, and I was like, let me post this. Well, it's all of 51 seconds too. Hell yeah, money. Let's present, share screen, tab, share. I can't hear that. I
Nice.
don't think. Can you hear that?
Yeah,
Okay, I can't hear it. No, okay.
Chris, I'm eating a ribeye steak. I was fucking starving, and I wanted to eat some protein and some avocado. So I ordered avocado egg rolls and a ribeye steak from BJ's. So it's fire.
I'm just waiting for someone to comment. You're getting it too hot.
Single layer.
The fuck up.
Still moves.
So that was right after we finished one layer, so it's still
After a couple
warm.
more layers. A little bit of cure time.
It won't.
Do you know how much of that shit I have in my van? Jerry knows how much of it I have in my van. There's like, imagine a gigantic Sprinter van that has 2 layers down, all the way down both side walls. And a shitload of it in the rear doors.
Steven,
And
no,
it's
we
in
did
the
not
front door.
yet. I had to postpone last weekend because of all the cyber attack I've been dealing with, and then so I might get to it this weekend. Which cyber attack updates? I have everything back except for my main business page, so I'm gonna go fuck myself. Right? It's great.
Are you going to have to fuck yourself on the main business page or no?
No, I don't think. No, I won't. In the end, it just might take a little bit of time. So that someone who watches the show, actually, he's commented here before, reached out to me, said, "Hey, I got a family friend at Meta. Let me connect y'all." I had to email him to make sure, he wasn't like, I wasn't trying like, "Hey, man, is this you talking to me?" He replied back, "What are you talking about?" And then he hit me with, "Nah, I'm kidding." Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, that's me." Like, bitch.
Did you see? I made a post about Ben's account
I saw
getting
that.
deleted, and he had to make a new one. And did you see all the like scammer people responding?
It was the same way in all of my posts.
I'm all, what the fuck is that?
Dude, whatever's going on it is running rampant, and it's not just so the fact that so many car audio people have been affected should tell you how widespread this really is. Like, if you get on Reddit and look up r/Facebook disabled r/fake Instagram or something like that, like there's hundreds of thousands of people all dealing with the same basic attack.
Fucking crazy. How would
It's
it get in? I don't want
so for mine, what they did, it was called a man in the middle / session token. That's probably what they're doing for most people. So basically, you go to a website, and it could be, realistically, it could be any website to an extent. And as you're transitioning between links, like you click something, they man in the middle attack it. I'm sure there's a proper name for it, and they take your session token, which is just like proving you're logged in. They take that, so they are now logged in as you wherever they are. And unless you have your security set up to where you already have a passkey set up and you have it set to automatically require re-verification if IP changes like that, they're in. And there's like not much that can be done about it. So, and this is all automated because like it's so fast, it has to be automated. They get that, they file for lost account or whatever, password recovery, whatever. Anyway, it was like 3.5, 4 minutes, and they had done 30 different account changes to mine. Got rid of everything all my login and backup, everything. 4.5 minutes, 4 minutes. And I had 2-factor, real 2-factor, like authentication code on my phone, 2-factor.
So that was an AI system that did you like that.
It was some type of automated system, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and then so it was really I guess other people have been dealing with it too. They'll make an Instagram with the Gmail, and just most of the time people will have their whatever email they got is their main email. So that's linked to their Meta account, which is mine was. So when the Instagram gets disabled because it's spam, it takes both. And then you have no access to any of it because you never had access to the Instagram. So, and there's kind of just I'm going to do a write up on the website on how I'm going forward with security myself. Once I get everything back, but basically it's going to come down to just making it really inconvenient for yourself to log into things. So, like, for me to log, so I've removed all phone numbers from all my accounts because like SMS is easy to, spoof your number and then they now have your phone number. There's a whole video about it on YouTube. It's easy. So that's gone. The only way into any of my accounts is 2-factor authentication codes on here, on this phone. But also, if it's a new computer I've never been logged into, you have to authenticate with the phone, plug in the hardware key to the device. There's a PIN code to turn on the hardware key, then my fingerprint to authorize the hardware key. The only way in to every account.
Drew, when we have you come out, which is hopefully soon, have you help us do all that shit with all our shit here.
Yeah, because I got to do it for, and the biggest issue lies, especially with your situation, is so many people, and everybody has to be fucking on it. Like, they have to be on the ball, especially with how, as AI gets better, it's going to become easier. And so, and on top of that, I've taken my home network security much more seriously now. So ordered a gateway from UniFi. Already had a UniFi system, but now I'm running dedicated VLANs for all IoT. Cell phones are on their own VLAN. Computers on their own VLAN. Everything's on its own network. And then everything. I'm not running a dedicated VPN because I'm not worried about privacy. I'm worried about security. So no VPN or anything. Well, I can turn it on, but yeah, and like most of this stuff I've known about for a long time. You don't do it until
you don't know it's a problem. Now I know it's a problem. I don't want to fucking learn the hard way the way you had to.
Yep. And I was fortunate that I was able to get the Gmail back so quickly thanks to Team YouTube on Twitter. My personal page I got back because I filed the EU. I filed through the European Union, so I had to use a VPN into the European Union. They have a single point contact form for Meta members, Facebook users, because their laws are better for consumer protection. So that's how I got that back. But
wow,
that still took a week. And then the Meta employee who our viewer knows started a internal work order at Meta yesterday for my business page. And I had to submit my legal business incorporation paperwork and all kind of stuff. It's crazy. I got to jump through all these hoops to get my shit back, and they took it in 3 minutes. And it's Facebook's fault that I lost the business account because it was tied to my personal account. So when they suspended my personal account, it just unlocked the business account so that anyone could claim it. What the fuck is that?
What the fuck?
As if Brandy wasn't already an admin on the page. It's just,
All right.
You're a Ubiquity partner. Do what? Yeah. I'll send you links to security code. How many people have admin level access to your website?
Just me and Allison.
What about the Facebook? Same thing?
The Gately Audio one, just Allison.
So I assume same thing with the Instagram.
Yes.
That's that's already good by very limiting who has access.
Right.
we'll talk about it off stream. I don't want to get any deeper than that with people watching before we get this locked down. But like now, mine's so locked down that I could tell you the authentication codes. It wouldn't matter.
Some computers all and it's in. You're all fuck. But
Terminator walks in. You're like,
are you planning to come to the showdown, Drew?
When is it? So I wasn't planning on it. When is it?
What are the dates, guys? I can't remember.
Laughlin
March 3rd?
showdown. That I thought he meant showdown. I don't know why I thought he meant that. Anyway, I don't know. Gonna be, I don't know.
You should. I will be going to Knowledge Fest at the end of January. Apparently, I'll have my truck in the Truly Audio.
Hell yeah, Jason. The Sundown 160. You preheat it. You put it in the oven, leave it in the sun. Not leave it in the sun because it's hot as hell down here. And then it'll kind of stick for the most part, and then you torch that shit on. I've considered going to K-Fest just because I could, it's a cheap flight, and I could just, I got places to crash.
I'll have a little booth in there. We'll get the audio spot because the guys at Truly are fucking cool, and they're like, we'll give you a 10x10 space to showcase some of the Gately products. So I'll bring a little one of each of most of the products, and then I'll have like maybe one or two enclosures, like a regular enclosure
and a plexi.
And I'll have an acrylic box in the truck. I'm gonna build an all acrylic 8 Truly 10 sealed enclosure.
Huh?
Yep.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
They work in like a 0.3 cubic feet, and I'm gonna kind of clamshell them. Let me see if I can. Let me see. I can do it. Uh-oh. It'll take me a second to get there.
No, you're good. We ain't no rush here, buddy.
Come on. Let me see.
Open project. I was trying to think what I was trying to do. Shared drives, Gmail. But yeah, they definitely kicked me in the teeth with that cyber attack.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, but it is what it is. We'll bounce back. Look, people can support the cause by going to buy some wire brackets. There you go. The wire brackets are selling good. People loving those things. I need to go. Where's it at? User data projects. Baseaholic. I do all this organization. Just makes it harder to find stuff sometimes. Like I gotta click through 97 folders. What?
What's crazy is I built the enclosure in Fusion upside down somehow. So before I render it, I have to flip it over.
Did JP have Ben's page taken down?
No.
If JP has the ability to have someone's page taken down and he didn't put mine back up, I'm fist fighting that motherfucker. I swear to God.
No, Ben had some previous warnings for other silly shit that he had done, and then somebody posted something. It might have been something with the clue, and it was like something about we'll trade for meth or something like that, and that got him in trouble.
Facebook said nope.
No trading amps for meth on fucking Facebook, man. Okay.
I can print some gray dash kits. See how these things turn out. What was that? What else was I about to do?
let me see. And present.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I'm gonna go wire bracket stuff on the website. I'm going to raise the price on wire brackets. So if y'all want them, y'all better hurry up.
So what you see here is 2 separate sealed enclosures with 4 truly 10s in each one. End up about like 1.35 cubic feet per chamber, and they're separated by about 3.5 inches average. So they're kind of clamshell, 8-10 under seat, truck box, all acrylic with a machine billet side components. So I'm gonna build that shit. I'm gonna build it out of wood first to make sure it doesn't suck.
Yeah. Because I wonder what kind of higher order loading could you possibly see with that in that little space, kind of like a band pass.
Yeah, they're further apart than they look in this image. The best way to kind of tell is if you look. I'm all pointing with my mouse on the screen. Actually, be over here. If you look from like here to here, right?
Yeah.
This is like 5 inches right here. So
gotcha.
it's a reasonable amount of space. Letting it kind of, I guess that's pretty. Let me go back to here. And let's see what we got. This distance from there to there is 4 1/4. And then if we look, you see we got a couple inches here, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, roughly. Maybe I should move the subs a little further forward before I build it.
I mean, just build out of wood first time. I'll tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna definitely build the structure out of wood first. Yeah. Should be kind of bitching, huh?
I think it's gonna be very bitching.
This my idea is that it should have. I mean, it's not. It probably won't even be as loud as like my 4.8 box, but it'll have all that SQ that the caviar eaters are looking for, right?
Hopefully. Well, hopefully that's what they're looking for.
I should get a little caviar tray for my center console.
See, now you're thinking.
Oh, it's sealed. Oh, it's sealed. Oh, it sounds so much better than the ported boxes.
And the ported would use.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to scooch them motherfuckers a little forward, like little smoochy butt cheeks right here at full excursion. They only have like 20 millimeters peak to peak, so they probably wouldn't really be able to touch, but they might load a little funny on each other. And the Trulies are a little kind of wobbly.
They're truly a little something.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna scoot these suckers forward, however far I can, bring them a little closer to the edge.
I'm listening. I'm working on the website pricing.
I feel you.
Yeah, the pricing on like the wire brackets that like the bigger 0 gauge ones is too cheap.
Yeah, this fits under the seat of a Ford truck with a 3 3/4 seat lift. Now, my truck doesn't have a sunroof, and somebody it's not 30,000. It would probably, with the subs, you're getting there. Yeah, about $10,000 box structure, and then the subs are like fucking $1,600 each. So I'm sure if you were buying 8 of them, we'd work out a hell of a deal on them woofers. And we were doing that. But the reality is that this is gonna be awesome. It's gonna sound really beautiful, and it should be loud as fuck. Now, if you're like, is that gonna be louder than a bunch of Gately Relentless 8s in a fucking ported box? No, it's not. But in theory, it should have sound quality accuracy, that sound quality competition level of beautiful sound is my idea, and be still real fucking loud. That's my thoughts. Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. I like it.
What do you think, Drew? Are you really concerned about the high order loading?
Not concerned. My
biggest concern would actually be causing back pressure on the back edge here and causing the woofers to
Like, ooh,
get a little wobbly.
yeah, yeah, maybe.
They are a
But-
very light suspension, and you can kind of, if you push on the cone.
I mean, I feel like that's most like bougie drivers are kind of like that.
Yeah, you got a good point there. But I'll scoot them a little closer to the edge and then send it.
It'll be
I
all right.
hadn't opened this file up in like a month. I designed it a while ago, and I sent it to them because they were asking about me doing something with a vehicle in their booth. Yeah, these things, the WaveTechs are probably 3 times as thick as this Truly. Like this, the
Yeah, the
Truly
WaveTechs
is
look cool.
literally like 2 1/8 inch total depth of the entire driver. It's pretty ridiculous. So most any other slim driver is still pretty thick, 4 inches. Well, like if the loading between the cones.
So basically, if it in a band pass, so what makes a band pass is, so say you have a fourth order, right? Sealed chamber into a ported chamber. If you remove everything from like the loading wall and the port and it's just wide open, then it's just gonna it's just gonna act like a sealed box because there's nothing it's loading into, right? There's no other chamber putting resistance against the air mass. So as you add resistance, the loading wall and port, yet you add loading, it's higher order loading. It's you basically start tuning. You tune the top chamber of that. If you have like a clamshell that's that tight, it could have higher order loading. So like if the opening isn't large enough to have no resistance, you start the higher order loading. It gives you a tuning, basically another chamber inside, in between.
And in theory,
Good.
If these are too close together at some point, it may cause a problem. The idea of loading it this way is to pressurize and come out of that clamshell without causing resonance in the vehicle right near where the drivers are. Like if you do a downfire box, a lot of times you hear the sound of the carpet and the carpet pad and the floor of the vehicle
And
smacking
most people
and bouncing off one another.
don't secure the enclosures properly, so
Yeah,
you
and-
also hear the enclosure hopping around.
Yeah. And then like one of the things that I've seen MTI doing with a lot of their downfires is they build these amazing structures that come down and press on the floor, and then they bolt the shit out of the box to the seat assembly, and they're getting significantly more output and smoothness and accuracy and making, really awesome products where so many manufacturers are skipping that shit. Now I went a different route and I load my woofers out the front of the box and I put big ass subs and I put fuckloads of power on them and I get shitloads of output. But yeah, it's when I do downfires, I for sure bolt the box to the vehicle and I try to have as much space as reasonably possible for the woofer to load towards the floor. And when we started playing with the idea of making some kind of downfire enclosure utilizing those super pancake Trulies, I was like, shit, maybe I can do a little. Now, since we're talking about that, Drew, after Hump Audio asked this question, it reminded me of what are those fucking home audio subs that don't have a box at all? They just have that little pressure section between the two drivers. Have you seen this? It's a sub, and there's 2 woofers. They're relatively low power, but they produce good low bass extension. Steven might have some knowledge of this too. They're very close together, and they're not out of polarity, and there's no fucking box. It's pretty bitchin'.
Yes, I mean, it sounds like
You're not familiar with those? I can't remember what the fucking name of it is. I was talking about it. John Nolte, I don't know if John's on here. John and I were talking about it, and he was like, man, you would have to, like, it would be so dependent on bandwidth that like you would probably have a pretty narrow bandwidth where it's effective. But if it was some crazy infrasonic thing that was really fucking badass at, between 16 and 21 hertz or something, I think that was how that conversation went. Then maybe you have something really special there, and you have this thing that doesn't take up shit for space. You get this odd looking thing with two woofers. It looks like a fucking display, but then it's got.
No, I haven't. I'm trying. Like I've seen what you're describing, but I saw it in a car once, and it was an IB setup that just vented straight down.
That's a little different though.
Yeah. No, I know that. Yeah, that's.
This is just. It's two fucking speakers, and there's just a space between them, and that space between them is the chamber that they're loading into. So how much space behind the shallows? Very, very little. Let me share that screen again.
Here we go. Boom.
All right.
This may not be kicker wire. Actually. No.
If you look here, this is the spider pack down here. Let me
That's the only problem with making
this
these.
is the spider here on the woofer. I actually don't have one here at the moment. But this is the spider here. This metal structure is like the basket, and the little Neos are kind of tucked in behind this. I didn't draw it in perfect detail, but it looks just like the fucking woofer. It does have some this is also part of the basket. There are rectangular holes here because the cone is a flat piston. So it's a super shallow speaker here. So we get well, that's not a good fucking representation of that. We go.
The only downside to making wire brackets that are so accurate is whenever you're trying to find one to show an example, and they're all for other wire.
So we're just over 2.5 inches total structural depth of the speakers. So they're real thin. And you need very little. I mean, 1/8 of an inch should be plenty, but maybe 1/4 of an inch. But I have a shitload of space there if you see here. Right. So yeah.
Maybe this one. I don't even know. That looks like it might be right. Maybe. I haven't done a whole lot of these for kicker wire.
So yeah, I'll scoot these guys forward, and we're gonna build it out of wood and test it. And I should have all the drivers here, hopefully by the next end of next week.
Hell yeah!
And we'll get it tested early the next, and shit, it'll be a
They'll be doing something, yeah.
Trans FI choke change. What's that?
I need to take some more marketing photos of these things. They're so cool.
That's a global payment thing. What we got? Open baffle speakers. There we are. I found it. Let's see. There they are. This is different though. These are not the same ones that I remember, but I'm gonna share here. I'm gonna share this fucking screen. I'm getting better at this game, Drew.
Hell yeah!
Where the fuck is it? There it is. Okay, so look down here, guys. We have this shit over here. That's pretty cool looking. Look at that.
Damn.
It's different. Much larger drivers than I wonder how they play.
Only one way to know.
Baffleless UM18s in a clamshell arrangement. Wonder if it has a. I wonder what the fucking bandwidth of that thing is. Clean control base from 60 to 20 to low 20s.
I wonder what they're calling low 20s.
And I wonder how much output it has. What if you have all of that and then it's like sick, dude.
Is it on?
It's cool when you're watching a movie, but I don't know. It might. Who knows? Maybe it's fucking awesome. It's got to pressurize a little bit. And I mean, you're like, God damn. And I wonder how it affects it. You know, all right, I'm going to bring it a fucking millimeter closer. And when a millimeter closer, and you're like, you know what I mean?
Money. You're like, money.
I mean, I bet it's a really important fucking piece of information. It's kind of cool.
These damn dogs.
No, that's not what I'm doing in my fucking truck. And not today. All right.
I'm having fun with these things.
Yeah. I'm betting on that shit too. I'm betting on that. Like 4 fucking refrigerator size sealed boxes with like 100 watts on each 18, just fucking crushing, like, you know, a door slams in a movie and all the doors blow open in your fucking house, right? You know what I mean?
Yep. What else am I got to do? I got so much to do. Oh, bro, let me show you what I. You start ordering filament like this.
That's a big roll of filament.
3 kilograms.
It's pretty cool. Every once in a while, we're doing big prints, and we're like, ah, shit.
Big prints are just printing the same thing a lot. Are those AE subs?
What?
What?
Associated
Blake,
Electrics. There are RC car subs. Sick, bro. No, I don't understand.
Someone asked about that audio wave sub. Yeah, I saw MB's video on it. I know he thinks that I'm just a hater, but I mean, I watch everything car audio, but I watch him. He says they jam. So
Those wouldn't be a push-pull, Steven. So a lot of times when you see subs that are pointed right at each other like that, they'll get as close together as reasonably possible, and then they'll be out of polarity, and then they're a push-pull. That's kind of where the whole solo baric came from, is so many people were running subs in an isobaric, configuration with these lower power subs. So Kicker was like, all right, I'm going to make a fucking way bigger motor and bigger coil and double the power and stiff suspension, and now solo baric. And you can take this one sub and put it where you used to have 2 and have them in this funky alignment. And that's where the solo baric came from. And then that changed a whole bunch when the square ones came out, and they turned into being subs that want to be in a big juicy ass box again, which is still awesome. And they still call them solo barics, but they're just very big, powerful woofers. I mean, compared to the 90s. Now they're kind of medium sized now. So, but yeah, these wouldn't be a push pull. Those were some kind of clamshell baffleless design is the way that they're calling it on this thing here. I'll reshare it again just because I'm getting practice. So where do they call it? It says, where the fuck is that information?
acoustic elegance. That's what AE was.
Yeah.
Audio elegance. Someone said, I don't know, one of the two. You gotta be elegant.
In a baffleless clamshell arrangement is what they're calling this. This is not exactly new to me, but this is the, second longest conversation I've had about this type of thing. And Drew appears to have never seen anything like it. But
have I ever seen like the photos like I said, the dude had one that looked like that in a car. That's the only time I've seen that.
Yeah, but that was an IB thing. So it was like a doghouse, and they have a big hole cut where the spare tire was. But yeah, those work real good. Those are kind of fun. I dig that. But that's different. But yeah.
Tony, American blah 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 is looking for some significant work to be done. Oh god. There's so many speaker boxes.
So Jerry, was it like a doghouse? You had a hole in the floor and you had the fucking subs like this? Is that what it was? Tell me.
Yeah. So last week, I got the rear sub enclosure pulled out of the truck,
Okay.
finished deadening the back wall, 100% CLD coverage. Then I did a full 100% coverage with SoundSkin's wavy foam. Then I bolted the enclosure back in place with red Loctite. So it ain't going nowhere.
In red. Okay.
I don't want it to come out. So did that. Put black hole stuff into the enclosure. Did a little more treatment here and there, and finally spent a little time actually tuning it. And that motherfucker sound good. Like it sounds like all the bass is 100% up front up until you turn it up too loud and then you can localize. But
why don't we try to get you here like mid to late January? Come and spend fucking 4 days with me, Drew.
mid to late January.
Yeah. That we'll have my truck all back together and we can fucking sound in the shit. I mean, I'll have the guys and myself. We'll have it all put back together after we sound in the shit out of it, and we'll play the tune the shit out of a game until it's time to go to fucking Knowledge Fest. I mean, my truck sounds real fucking good now, but man, if I can make it better, I want to do it.
So let me message the boss, Brandy. Hey.
Yeah.
See what she says, because I'm kind of over traveling without her currently.
Yeah, shit, bring her.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No, she's definitely the better half of me for sure. So.
Okay. Cool.
Blake, yes, I am.
Because I'm a big fan of you. So if she's even better, then fucking
oh yeah, she's way better. Blake, yeah, I'm registered for that show. I am registered to compete at the Kicker SQ event.
Hey, Jerry, did I send you a picture of what your door panel is gonna look like, bud? You need to fucking find that shit. It's pretty bitchin'.
Let's. Well, I guess let's see if he wants people to know, but I'll see it.
What the fuck? Oh, there it is.
Post it.
Opening file. Oh, I see. It's a big file because we were making toolpaths for the fucking grill assemblies. Oh, I see. They were making toolpaths for grill assemblies, and they put a bunch of stacked fab port assemblies on the sheet of the material they cut, so they weren't fucking scrapping a bunch of material. Let me see here. So we got us a hell of a file here. Okay, here we go.
Print, baby, print.
Right. So what we'll have here, and we'll have some radiuses on all of these edges of these Gately shields, but this will be a piece of the Baltic birch that'll go in front of some Sky High 8-inch mids, mid bass drivers, and then 2 of the 6-inch hybrid Sky Highs with the horns in the center. So should be pretty fucking sexy.
So you're doing like a bolt-on pod thing?
Well, yeah, it'll be a bolt-on pod thing. We'll fiberglass it and shape it, make it kind of sexy, upholster the outside structure. Like all of this will, be fiberglass shaped into the door, and it'll be upholstered. It'll be probably black. I think that's what we're doing. And then
Now do it for
this grill
212.
assembly will stick on with magnets. You can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Those are the magnet points that you see kind of lit up there. And so we should be able to kind of pull that off, and it should be fucking pretty bitchin'.
Now, do it for 212s.
What's that?
Do it for 212s now.
I mean, that could easily fit 212s right there. I think. Maybe.
The rear 12
Probably.
is the problem.
What's that?
I said the rear 12 is the problem.
You want one over here towards the front and then another one over there, but because it looks like
Yep, like
we might be able to have a 12 here.
yep, two 12s and dedicated in independent sealed chambers.
Okay.
They're very shallow though. They're very shallow.
I could fucking do it.
Yeah, no, I know you could. When you guys say on music, does that include rusticals and other rebased music? Normally, yeah, but a properly loud build is loud no matter what. Like I could play like the Wagon. I can play what's the track? I Think I Love Her, a Gucci Mane, and it's as loud as every rebase track because it doesn't matter.
So I think it's pretty realistic like this. I mean, it would have to be built a little differently, but we have one towards the front and one towards the back. Is that okay?
That was kind of, I mean, that was my idea.
Yeah, and I can leave the door handle in its stock location if I do that.
Which, I mean, now I was actually perfectly fine with moving it because I wanted it as absolutely flush and seamless looking as possible.
I mean, I can make this look really clean and make it work around the handle that's normally about right here. Right. But I mean, if you want to relocate it, it's reasonable to do it in those too. It's pretty easy.
Yeah. Because I was going to relocate that, and just move it like up to like the top or like the top of the door or something. And then I already have the harnesses. I'm gonna relocate all the window switches, heated seat controls, and all that to the console.
Okay.
So that way there's nothing in the door except for
you got a hell of fucking space then, for sure.
Yep. Yeah. Then that was the plan. It is still the plan. It just, always exploring ideas and different concepts. And I have a virgin set of doors too. I went and got a whole front and rear door for front doors for Tahoe. That way I don't have to fight getting the old deadener off or any of that. I wonder how much it would cost to ship whole doors to you.
You wouldn't need to do that. It'd be easier to buy doors here.
Well, so part of my plan, obviously, I've seen you do it too, where you bolt the inner enclosure inside the door as a part of the strengthening.
Oh yeah, fucking Soulgasm doors are in good fucking shape.
I'm gonna have to ask Brandy how to get a quote on that because she gets like crazy shipping rates at her work because they ship so much.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, she's apparently there's like a printing company shipping conglomerate or something. Like they all go in together to get good rates, and it's the equivalent of shipping $1 million a day. Like the discount rate you would get from that.
I wish they would fucking let us do that. Like we were hoping to work out something where our shipping account was going to work with Sky Highs.
Yeah.
And they it was like, John's like, hey, this is one of my other businesses. And they're like, yeah, cool, set up a new account. And he was like, fuck. Like tried a couple angles with a couple different things. We actually have really good rates now.
The way it was explained was like
a week.
Every printing company in the U.S.
Right, exactly.
was like, hey, we will ship only with you if you do this. So,
well, shit.
I don't know. I'll get her to get a price on it tomorrow, just on a pallet. I'm sure it won't be a couple $100 at most. At most.
Let's do it. Let's build that shit.
What, dude? What you doing, bud? Yeah. So you want to be on video? Come here. Say hi, Max. What you thinking, bud? This is the best enclosure designer on the planet right here.
Yeah, what's up, man? I need you to help me out. I got some concerns, man. The DATs look hella fucking funny on these Apocalypse 4515s.
Yeah, you need to go ahead and slap them things on a 6 order because I don't think they have the motor force to move that big movie mass around.
I haven't stuck a paper clip on them yet. I'll find.
Poor SDDN.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah.
Sad Life Industries. I was about to print something and now I don't remember.
What you were gonna print?
Yeah, well, I was gonna that third printer all the way to the left. Is just set up for PLAs, not set up to print anything else. So, and I don't have anything that's like anything to print out of PLA right this second. So I was gonna find something to print. Because right now all my orders currently are ASA or ABS. Profile collections. Let me just search the word tools. I bet there's something in the tools collection I can print.
Stool.
Tools. Stool too.
What in the fuck is the?
The problem is I got to print it out of PLA, so like it has to be indoors. I'm not printing a Christmas tree. I could. I'm not. I don't need to print another scraper. No, don't need that.
I am also super duper excited for high power DATs. That's what's up.
Yes. One day. Wait. Did they post more information about it yet? I've missed a lot of stuff. What's called DATS LA. Let's go to Dayton's website. I mean, they'll probably announce it. If they were going to announce it now, I guess it'd be a CES. Dayton Audio. No. There's just that one sneak peek one time I remember seeing. Well, I mean, I know some about it, but I don't know how much I can talk about. I haven't seen anything new in last week. What'd you see last week? I didn't see shit last week. What is our schedule like in January? I spelled all of that wrong because I hate this keyboard so much. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Network closet. No items found. Oh, shit. I need to go change that headlight bracket on the truck tonight so I can put my headlights back in so I can drive my truck. Oh, actually, that I like that.
What do you show us? What the fuck you're talking about, kid?
Yeah. All right, let me move this real quick, and then let me present share screen.
I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin here in a minute.
This one, share screen.
I'm ready to go home and.
So it's a Unify switch bracket, but I don't need that. But this rear piece to hold the power supply, I like that.
What the fuck is that for?
Network stuff for the internet.
Okay, that's cool.
I printed this. Well, I modified this to also hold something else, but I printed this basically already to hold the switch and the thing. but it doesn't hold the power supply, so I can just print just that. And it'll, oh look, I can download just that one piece. Even better. So that way I don't even gotta mess with it. So let me see, what's it called? Unify Power. Okay, I'm gonna call it Unify Power Supply. Same thing. Cool, I'm gonna print that. We can watch my workflow on that. Let me stop screen, present screen, share screen, entire screen, share screen.
So I got coils in production. I have crazy amount of soft parts for all sizes happening and in production. I have all the Neos en route. And all the aluminum and steel are getting done by Jim. Jim's Machine Works. So February, I'll be building them for real. I'm probably gonna build 3 and use NSA soft parts and put 3 of them in the monkey box. But then we'll swap them out later once the Gately baskets arrive. So, but yeah.
Not a great design.
I mean, it looks like it'll get the job done.
What's loaded? Now, you know what I'll do? I don't print with support a lot, but I'll load in some PLA support, and I'll just have an interface. I'll show you. I'll show you. What color? I guess I'm gonna print it white, just like everything else that's in that network closet. Hold this. Hold this. I said, hold that. Thank you.
Is this what happens when we leave just Drew on the show? We watch him fucking print things.
Yeah, kind of.
Like when me and Steve leave and it's just you. You'd be like, watch me print this adapter.
Hey, look, I tell people, you're not gonna see anything interesting. You should probably leave, but they don't leave.
they just talk to you. They're
Yeah.
just chatting. Yeah. Yesterday morning, I called Drew. We were talking about experience I had with a subwoofer that I won't mention any names, but it starts with letter M and rhymes with massive. And I had a very interesting series of experiences with the subwoofer and then with the owners of the company that were surprising. What's another, like,
That's probably the best way to put it.
that's the nicest way to fucking say it. That was surprising. Holy fuck. Oh, and that's your response to that? Sick.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know if I'd have responded like that, but hey, that's one way. Fix model.
I mean, this dude knew exactly who he was talking to and was presenting information
In a hell of a way.
in a way that was like, what? That's not how these work. Like, I guess, like, oh, it was a lot. And I was super polite. And I was like, Dad, I don't
like that.
okay, thank you so much. I'll have the customer call you. So anyway, but I had to share, and you know what? I will share all this information. We'll save some of that for the next week or two. But needless to say, those things are not going in that build. Nope. No. I actually don't think it's an Alibaba Direct thing. I actually think it was the best way I can describe it is it's a whole bunch of almost is what it is. It's okay.
This design is ass. I don't know who designed this, but they shouldn't.
Well,
They just
fucking-
shouldn't.
What are you
Huh?
doing? Change it.
I am. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to
You
change
could
it right now.
Yeah.
I normally do this for basically everything anyway.
You could make it exponentially stronger, print faster.
I'm just making it print faster and better. That's
Yeah.
Because like they
faster
had
and
this.
stronger.
I'll show you. They had this curve in it. Oh, it's gonna take forever to load. This computer's slow as dog shit.
You guys see that computer going behind me over there? That's Anthony's new computer, which is almost as ripping badass fast as my computer here. But it looks fucking real cool. It wasn't fucking cheap either.
I'm gonna have to import desktop. There it is. So like that,
Yeah.
because it's curved, it makes it much harder to print. If it was just like that, it'd be better. Is this a solid object? I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's just all surface.
Oh god,
Mm,
how big is this? No, it's huge. Why is it so shitty? Oh, I see why it's so shitty, because they made it real shitty. And I'm gonna extension. Clean up. Clean the last thing. Group. I bet you this is it deletes. I knew it just deletes it.
knew it. I was like, you're gonna do what? You're gonna delete some faces, huh? It's gonna delete all of the faces.
Ah, see, look, there it is.
Oh, is that happening already?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Somebody bet the farm on it and fucking just and they're like, and they're panicking.
They could have gone about that whole thing so much better. But, you know.
I actually didn't really follow it too much. I only
You didn't miss nothing.
like read some of your comments on the posts when they was
So
clear.
the only reason that I know what I know about, so my original issue was with when they first came back, some of the claims they were making about who was involved. Well, I was sitting in Jimmy Ham's office when this happened, and Jimmy Ham is one of the original electrical engineers from USAMS.
Okay.
And he was like, I don't know who that guy is, or that guy, or that guy. They're full of shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's all I need to hear. And just since then, they've been on my ass, but you know, it is what it is. I kind of guessed that I was gonna be green, and it worked. I should really learn Fusion.
Yeah. And that'll be another thing we'll do, Drew. In 2 hours, I can teach you how to learn yourself. You know what I mean? A 2-hour opening lesson with me, and we'll get you. You know, to where you can learn.
Yeah, give me good enough. That'll work. That'll print. Okay, that's dumb, but I'm not gonna.
Joe, I train jiu-jitsu, not judo, but I do know some pretty bitchin' judo throws because we fuck around a little bit every once in a while. But yeah.
I hate it. I hate it a lot.
Yeah, I would be done already.
I know. Well, I'm just trying to like this part, this circular part. It's gonna
Well,
print
I'll tell you what.
shite.
I could design something much nicer, faster if I just had the dimensions of the thing that you're trying to fasten.
I know. If I had it, I could do that too. I don't.
I'm like, I feel like we're going about this in an interesting direction.
We are. We are. And then, like, I know that the workflow is weird because of the fact I use SketchUp. I
Joe, I eat
know.
an inappropriate amount of sushi. I eat sushi like probably once a week.
There we go. And then, is that it? Is that an inappropriate amount?
I mean, when I eat it, I eat a lot.
You're like, it feels kind of inappropriate. I'm
Yeah, I'm
like,
like,
oh yeah, I can do that. That'll work. Copy.
Blake, are you
Hey.
talking about his design process with this mess of a design?
You can all fight me.
Killing me, son. All right, I'll tell you what. I have had enough of the Drew 3D printing
I
hangout
think I'm done.
days of the show, and I am going to go home and
Mhm.
do something inappropriate to my wife. That's what I'm.
Hey yo.
I mean, it's kind of appropriate, but it's inappropriate for me to tell you guys what I'm doing. So I'm just going to say
Inappropriate.
it's probably going to be like, give her a hug and then go to bed and cuddle.
That's right. And we are ready to export.
Yeah, that was it. Okay, it wasn't so bad. Once you turned the corner, you got it. It was all right.
Well, also part of the problem is I'm using this garbage ass keyboard and this dog water slow computer.
Yeah, you need a computer. Okay.
I'm definitely not using my high horsepower computer that I'm incredibly used to with the keyboard with. Now let's see if I scaled that right.
I'm going home.
Yeah, I did. Later, dude.
I love you guys. Have a good night. Fix your engine noise. Be nice to people. Be a dick to people too. Be nice to people that it's appropriate to be nice to, and be a fucking dickhead to the people that
fuck
need
everybody.
to be a dickhead. That's what's up.
Sometimes you just, like Kendall Lamar says, somebody's got to do it. And that could be you.
Could be you.
Max, there's no reason to whine. Later. And now it's just us, guys. Fixed model. Joe, so if you go look in the group chat, I gave him a bunch of information today. He got the initial thing, I guess, filed yesterday. I have my personal page back through an unrelated method. Oh, still sick. Did I not import the right one? I don't think I did. Not yet, but I have faith. We're going to clone that. All right. We're going to go back to normal, 0.2. 100% solid. We're probably going to have to reprint this later out of something not PLA because I think these get hot. Oh, better than. Why is it 3? It should just be like. No, 1. That tracks. Later, Tim. No printer. Why am I still on printer 3? Let's go printer 2. Turn the temp up. So my computer in the inside is an absolute unit. It's i9 12900K 3800 Ti, blah blah blah. This is just an old Sager laptop that I've been to 20 something countries with, and now it just runs this stuff in here, and it struggles because it's just old. Though I did recently tear it apart and replace all the thermal paste in it, so now the fans aren't 100% all the time. I got that going for me. Though I'm having a weird problem with the big desktop that the audio. So say I have a video playing or music in general, doesn't matter, any audio playing. Say it's a video on YouTube, and I leave. I'm not. It's now in the background. I go back to SketchUp, but they're both still up on the screen. The audio will go up and down, just randomly, like the output level, and I can see the output level changing on like the slider doesn't move, but just like the volume goes up and down, and I don't know why. Very odd. Very odd. You know what? I'm gonna print one of these. Print out ABS. Let's do some fuzzy skin. Now I think yeah. There we go. Anyway. I have seen Sam's stuff. I have. Sam's a smart dude. So yeah, I will be doing some of that actually. Right before the cyber attack has really put me back a lot. Two people actually, two awesome people who haven't complained about me not getting these done yet, but got a pair of these. Do a little testing with those. These showed up like a couple, maybe a week, no, a couple days before the cyber attack. Uh, so I used I guess technically it's the onboard sound card. Um, so actually, right before I came out here, and I haven't messed with it yet, I deleted all the drivers related to sound, and then restarted it, and I came out here immediately, so I didn't get a chance to look at it. I go optical out into a DSP, and then do I need to come do it now? Mm, we're just waiting on you. MSI. MSI Edge Wi-Fi DDR4. DDR4. But who makes it? But who does the sound card part? I can look that up. It's honestly about time I do a new motherboard and go DDR5 anyway. But I'm sure it's just driver related because I updated something and it quit working. I just don't remember what I updated. It started acting weird. It's done this before. I just, you know, Realtek ALC 4080 codec. That's funny, Blake. Let's see what motherboards they got out these days. I really wanted that. You know what? I should just I should just go godlike. Quit playing around these boys. Z690. What? It's 12th gen, isn't it? Twelve. Okay, so it's third. I9 1200. Yeah, it's 12. So what I need? Z 790. Nope. Oh yeah, 790. Yep. Facts. You're not, boy. You're like 33, huh? Can I get a motherboard that doesn't have Wi-Fi in the name? I don't need Wi-Fi. I don't want Wi-Fi. Godlike. Quit playing around with these people. Who else makes a good motherboard? Asus? Like why there's so many options? Yo, give me 10 gig internet built in. Let's go. Form factor ATX or sort by price. Low to high. USB, don't have to. 3 USB-Cs. I really don't even know why there's so many options. I don't get it. AI cooling, stop it. I hate that you even used AI cooling as gaming audio. Yeah, I bet. I'm just gonna buy an Apple computer. It is not Neo. It is Ferrite, and it is thick, boy. But it's not super deep. She said. I know I need to go DDR5 just to unlock the rest of the performance of my GPU. I was like, why is I was looking at Best Buy, I was like, why they got such expensive motherboards in stock? It was set to Houston. We don't keep stuff like that in stock here. Never mind. Oh, see, not in stock. Never mind. The LGA 1700. Wi-Fi. Why? 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 Why Wi-Fi? No, I've never understood this. This Asus ROG Maximus Z790 Hero, DDR5, Wi-Fi 6, blah, 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 550. A6 ROG Strix, so it's not a Maximus. DDR5, Wi-Fi 6, blah, 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 330. Now, I'm sure I could dig and find the differences, but all right, well, Maximus has a pair of Thunderbolts and then a USB-C 3.2, 2x2, Gen 2, and 5 Gen 2x2s. Got 6 2x2s instead of the. Yeah, so it's the same shit. I bet one has prettier lights than the other. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't buy computer parts until it's a disaster, and I have to have it like same day. Just gonna be kind of honest about it. Although I have been wanting to swap cases so I can build a NAS inside the case and just have it like all in one. Don't tell me that. So what do you know about NASs? Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, I know what it stands for. But I'm gonna hop off here, guys. Y'all have been great. I'm gonna go eat a little dinner and then finish this headlight swap on his headlight bracket swap. Did you get the email about initial questionnaire for the? I think so. It's been a long week and a half of not knowing what I have access to. Send it again. And if you haven't kept up, cyber attack last week has been the bane of my existence. So I have triple backups. That's safe. I want a NAS simply for NVR storage. That's kind of it for the Unify stuff. But all right, you have a good one. I am, and we're done.